Hey guys, Dantixie bringing you the top tips you need to know before playing Avowed, Obsidian's latest RPG, so let's get right into it. Unlike other Obsidian games, there's no punishment for stealing. In fact, there's no stealing mechanics at all. Items that are highlighted can be taken regardless of where they are. You can take items in front of guards, you can even take NPC items right out of their homes or from their backpacks. Sometimes they'll even comment on your actions. But there are zero consequences for it. It does mean you can mindlessly grab whatever you see in the world, so do it. Take everything. You can always break down excess items into raw components for upgrading. Just do it every time you're at camp since it's a pretty fast process. Now, if you want some serious detail, you have to check out Magic the Gathering's next set, Aetherdrift. Its theme is racing across the multiverse and contains powerful cards and beautiful artwork. If you like your races wacky, there are 10 unique racing teams that bring new mechanics and many new strategies. Check out Winter Curse Rider, Redshift Rocketeer Chief, and Captain Howler Sea Scourge. All getting this amazing gold foil treatment you need to see to appreciate. There are also themed vehicles and mounts like the Boost Buggy and Boosted Salute. There are also new showcase cards, baller special foils, and the aforementioned gold treatment. There are also 2 unique pre-constructed commander decks that are ready to open and play. So be quick and pick these up before they fly out the door. So, as we mentioned before, upgrading. You'll find that enemies have tiers displayed next to their health. If you try to take on enemies a tier above your current weapon, you'll deal far less damage, and inversely, if you get hit by an enemy above your tier of armor, you'll take far more damage. That doesn't mean you can't achieve a higher tier than you deserve. Reach for the stars, kids. What was I saying? Right, keep your gear upgraded, that's key. Early on this is close to impossible unless of course they patch the game's balance, but be sure to break down items you don't use and collect everything like mentioned before. Then at camp, upgrade the items you do use, just so you stay on par with enemies and avoid the nightmare grind of trying to kill what you aren't ready for. Remember that you can also upgrade or downgrade existing crafting items. For example, 4 iron chunks make a steel chunk, so be sure to take a look what your next item upgrade needs. You might have the resources already but have yet to craft them. Often in conversation, you'll cringe. I mean, see words highlighted in blue. Aqua for those in the comments. I've just encouraged the actually comments, haven't I? Well, when the unspecified color happens, it's the game telling you that you can get further information on the topic. For those confused about what's going on or simply want to know more about the lore without playing the Pillars of Eternity titles, pressing the dialogue history and lore button F on PC will bring up the advanced dialogue page, letting you see what was said in the past and explaining words you may not understand. Very useful when your eyes won't stop glossing over. You may not have realized this unless you do some serious playing around, but if you like the looks of an item, you can right click on it to transmog it to your character. That way you get its looks without needing to actually have it equipped. You can see here I have on the exceptional plate armor, but can change it to any of these other armor's looks. Unfortunately though, you can't transmog weapons. As you'll see soon, right clicking simply equips the weapon in question onto the right hand. In Avowed, you'll run into many locked chests and doors. Thankfully, you don't have to play a minigame to unlock them, but you'll need a particular number of lockpicks on your person. These are expended when you unlock, so naturally, this means you should stock up on as many as you can. Many shopkeepers sell lockpicks for a reasonable price, so buy every single pick you can, even when low on cash. Most of the time, chests have resources that far outweigh the pick's cost. If you're running low, save the game before you open a chest or door, then see what's inside, and if it's not to your liking, you can reload. This is because you don't know what's around the next corner, you might need that single pick. So the first region has many unique items for you to find, including interesting weapons, and most can be found simply by following the side quests, like bounty hunting. Once you reach the new region after following the main storyline, you can immediately find a powerful unique trinket called the Painter's Brush that you'll struggle to replace for a long while. It gives a flat 5% crit chance, and if you played any RPG ever, you know that this is an insane amount. You can naturally increase your crit damage and chance a multitude of ways, so you'll be hitting like an absolute truck. The best thing is, it's easy to get to. As soon as you enter the new region, you may come across this painting, which is a treasure map. You don't need to find this map to find the treasure. Simply follow this path, and at the top will be a glowing yellow chest with your item inside. Enjoy. You can respec and play around with your skills using a small amount of cash, so at least early on, put points into skills that will help you navigate the environment. Charge, for example, can be used to break through walls and also get you to places you couldn't before. I was required to get over this bridge somehow, so instead of pulling my hair out as to how, I just put a point into charge and bingo bango, I'm across. You can also invest in elemental spells for the same reason, to help with environmental puzzles that need fire, frost, or electricity. Be sure to pay attention to both your left and right slots. They use a different button to equip. For example, if you want to equip a sword in one hand and an axe in the other, you can't just left click on the sword then onto the axe. It will swap them over. So you need to left click on the sword and then right click on the axe. It's different for consoles, of course. Why does this matter? Well, because you have 2 ring slots, but it will seem like only one unless you right click on the second ring. Some people seem to think that the second slot is reserved for something else, or they simply don't notice. Or maybe it was me just being incompetent. Quick note on the obvious, the twinkling sounds you hear are items you can collect inside bags, bodies, or chests. So look around until you stop the twinkling. No, this isn't a call to hunt down homosexuals. They outnumber you in this game and are voiced by Garrus. That's a fight you just won't win. He's far too sexy.
Spar with me. I'll take on you and your big blue friend.
If you're sure, I've got plenty of reach.
Speaking of sexy voices, talking to your companions at camp is recommended. Not only do they give you more insight into their character, they can sometimes give you permanent passive buffs. If you see an icon left of your screen, they have something to say to you back at camp, so walk to or quick travel to any campsite and chat to them. In this case, Garrus offers to upgrade some stats, so make the right choice here for your build. I went with +2 might, but I could have gotten an upgrade to my constitution or a smaller upgrade to both. The camp is a great place to visit after every adventure, as here you can also upgrade your equipment, you can enchant, you can play with your totems and much more. What you may struggle with early is where to put those attribute points. Might is a good choice for any build as it increases your damage by a percentage no matter what kind of damage, melee, ranged and magic. So why wouldn't you just dump all your points here? Well, because points start to have diminishing results. Might gives 3% damage each point, but after 0.5, it lowers to 2% and then 1% after 0.7. This happens with all the attributes. So you'd actually be more powerful if you got your core attributes up to at least 5 and then 7. Something like Resolve might not seem appealing, but you use stamina for everything and it's balanced around you having at least a few points in here, because attacking, blocking, dodging, and even using your ammo spends your stamina. So you could pump all your stats into might, but getting might, dexterity, and perception to 5 will make you deal far more DPS. Though keep in mind there will be some conversational checks that benefit from high stats and can help you avoid fights, but you can always save in front of enemies, change your attributes, and well, you understand where I'm going with this. In the heat of battle, something you might forget to do is check on your team. You can have 2 with you at any time, but the first part of the game conditions you to not care too much about them. They can handle themselves. However, soon after you'll find that they can and will die on you. So tactically retreating and using the power Dream Touch, which you get early, will get them back on their feet, able to use their abilities. You'll notice a tough fight turn in your favor immediately. Speaking of companions, when you meet Giatta, rush through her quests until she joins your party. You may have noticed that up to this point, you need to chug potions and food to keep healthy. Well, she comes equipped with a powerful heal that you can upgrade, meaning that during fights and more importantly post fights, you can top yourself up without needing to waste your resources, leaving them free to use in emergencies or to sell. I know, selling resources, blasphemy. She can also speed you up, which lets you get around faster, saving you precious time. Speaking of precious time, I won't take any more of yours. Thanks so much for watching, and if you want to speedrun beating your friends in Magic the Gathering, check out the latest set. Until next time, ciao friends.